in a language called Wingdings. So let's talk about some rooms where you can find possibly himself. Or things about him, of course. But anyway. In room 269, Gaster can be found. Which is that character that's literally on the loading screen. This is a picture of room 269. The figure is black with a crooked face, as you can see. Unlike other NPCs, when you walk up to him, he disappears and has a surprised expression. It requires a fun value of 66. In case you do not know what fun value is, at the beginning of each game or timeline, every time you reset, a new fun value is given to the player, which is basically it's from 1 to 100, and depending on the number you get is depending on what secrets you get in the game. That have to do with Gaster or something else. So, he disappears, has a surprise expression, and it requires a fun value of 66. Next, let's talk about room 123. Oh, it's this way. Okay, so you see, this is a weird room. It was deleted from the game for some reason. And then inside this room, inside these bushes right here, you could actually find a special character that's unknown. We don't know who he is. The character says, quote, "There's something with a creepy smile behind you." End quote. Is this Gaster? Flowery Sands? Or could it even be you? Now, let's talk about room 272. You'll see this figure right here. He's this white and black ghostly figure that becomes more visible as you approach it. If you try to conversate with it, Wingdings, the language of Gaster, approach and disappear as if he wanted to say something, but it was removed. It's near the sound test room where you can hear Gaster's theme. These rooms all require fun values. Now let's talk about the stable. The stable was found in the game files, and we don't really know much about it. All we know is inside the game's files is a string of text called stable that was supposed to be in-game but had an X in Wingdings. It's possible that stables might have been important to Gaster's past. He could have been doing experiments on animals or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to know, honestly. Okay, now let's go deeper into the game files. But something a little bit more disturbing. To room 264. Inside the True Lab, you can find entries from Alfie's experiments. You can find entry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. Where is number 17? Right here. If you hack into the game files and teleport to room 264, you actually can find entry 17, but not written by Alphys. It's actually written by W.D. Gaster himself. This is what he says. Quote, "Dark, darker, yet darker. The darkness is growing. The shadows cutting deeper. Photon readings negative. This next experiment seems very, very interesting. What do you two think?" End quote. Very spine-chilling, wouldn't you agree? Who are you two? Could it be Azrael and Sans? The last words of their father? What experiment is he working on? Could it be the timeline jumper that I've explained that's in Sans' laboratory? That explained Gaster follower quotes. Now, in case you missed last video and you didn't see who the Gaster followers is, I'm anyway going into more detail on these, so you're going to see them anyway. Okay, so we're talking about these three ugly guys. And then the Goner kid, but he's not on this photo. But anyway, so we're going to talk about these Gaster followers. These are gray NPCs that are apparently associated with Gaster. There are 4 of these guys accessible to the player in Undertale. Each can be ran to at a certain fun value. Each says something related to Gaster's death. Follower 1 said, he fell into his creation. The guy on the far left. The guy in the middle is follower 2, not follower 3. And he says his experiments went wrong. The number 3, he shattered across time and space. What can this mean? Oh yeah, I forgot Goner Kid. We can't disclude Goner Kid. He says, have you ever wondered about a world where no one remembers you? This all kind of relates to Gaster's death. So let's really think about this. He fell into his creation. So let's see. What creations did he make? He made the determination extractor, but of course, that doesn't seem sensible that he would fall into a determination extractor and have no remnants of him whatsoever. Idea 2. His experiments went wrong. So that means obviously something happened wrong in the lab. And number 3, he shattered across time and space. This last one, he shattered across time and space. Now, if he shattered across time and space, that therefore means that the invention has to do something with time and space, or timelines. Specifically the timeline jumper. So my theory is that he got lost in the space-time continuum, which therefore shows he fell into his creation, and remnants of him are shattered and spread across the underground in mysterious places, which explains all these Gaster followers and the specific rooms where you can find him. And his experiments went wrong. That didn't work. But you'll notice, other than the Gaster followers, what about what Goner Kid said? Have you ever wondered about a world where no one remembers you? Now, you notice, if you play through the whole game of Undertale, other than those Gaster followers, no one says a thing about Gaster. He has been forgotten already. So, he's basically saying exactly what went wrong. Now, let's talk about this. If you're wondering how you can find them, these followers are gray NPCs in Hotland, where the fun value is a certain amount. Specifically 61, 62, 63, and 91 or above. 61 is follower 1, 62, follower 2, and 63, follower 3, and then 90 and above is Goner Kid. So you basically have a 14 and 100 chance of seeing one. So, not very easy to find. So, now let's talk about how Sans has to play in this. Sans has to do with everything, basically. Except our first theory, but anyway. So, if you do certain things, you do a glitch, you can actually get access to a workshop in the back of Sans' house. A mini lab with a broken machine that I was telling you about earlier. Supposedly the timeline jumper. Weird blueprints with illegible handwriting, possibly Gaster's, was on the table. This is room 80. It has 4 drawers in that machine. And then now we're talking about this character right here. With the dog boat, and that apparently is in the hood. That dead jokes. Okay. Anyway, so this person is known as the river person. You can ride on her boat to different locations in the underground, and she says some weird things. By chance, you can hear her say the following line: "Beware of the man who speaks in hands." This is actually referring to Gaster. You can tell, because it's literally, Wingdings is literally hands. I'm not freaking kidding. It's literally freaking hands. So we all know we're talking about Gaster. And this is the really weird part. The last words Gaster Follower 3 says are, "It's rude to talk about someone who's listening." He says, more in detail, after he says, quote, his experiments went wrong, but I needn't gossip, because it's rude to talk about someone who's listening. End quote. So, is Gaster still alive? And is Gaster still here? So basically, Gaster, there's a few ideas. Knowing Sans' knowledge of time and space is actually a little bit strange. But before I reveal more about Gaster, we're going to have a part 2. Just kidding. I can explain this fast enough. Okay, so I'm thinking, we know Sans has a lot of knowledge of time and space just like Gaster. That was his freaking life anyway. He's trying to repair this machine. Well, here's a few quotes that really are weird. So when you talk to the shopkeeper in Snowden, you can hear her say something about Sans and Papyrus, the two brother Skelebros or whatever. She says, quote, they just showed up and assorted themselves. That sounds weird. Oh, and this happened just coincidentally. Not coincidentally, it happened like right after Gaster's death. Right after Gaster's death. So therefore, this could actually prove my Asriel thing wrong. But you'll have to leave in the comments to see which is right. I don't know. But is it possible that, as in, if you know a little bit of human anatomy, you know that humans have two sides of the brain. The left side of the brain being the more, basically, logical, think things through. Logic, not creative. And then the right brain is the creative side, the excited side, the joking side, that kind of side. So, do you think Sans and Papyrus could be the left and right brain of W.D. Gaster? Because, quote, he shattered across time and space. Could those two pieces of him, plus Asriel Dreamer, be the three that are the three pieces of W.D. Gaster? Sans is obviously the more analytical side of the brain, the left side, because, well, literally, have you seen his fights? All he says is analytical stuff that has to do with Gaster's death and the timelines. I'm not going into that again. And then Papyrus, and then of course his puns. That's such a left brain. And then Papyrus, the Joker, the one who loves puzzles, the one who is not very analytical at all and hates bad puns. Therefore, making sense, he would be the right side of the brain. Yeah, more far-fetched theories. I'm never gonna get over this. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But it's possible. So, please tell me what you think. So, I guess that's where I'm gonna end it here. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And, oh yeah, before I go, I'm just gonna tell you, my sister, Amazing Gaming, oh wait, no, that's her old channel. Her channel is XX Fortnite Master, XX with a space after Fortnite. She's gonna actually start helping me with my theories. We're going to be like this group, and we might even start our own channel, so go subscribe to her, because she helped a little bit with this, for facts. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video again. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe again. And we'll see you guys next time.